Hello, gorgeous people. As you hop on and join me, say hello. Tell me how you're doing today. So if you don't know me, I'm Holly. Welcome. Lovely to have you here. As usual, I am live on 2 devices. So if I look like I'm not looking at you, I am. But I've got 2 devices going, so I am looking at both of you the best I can. So, welcome. Hope you're having a gorgeous day. Let me know where you're coming from in the world. I would love to know. Where are you joining me from? And I'll give you a little bit of an overview while you're doing that of what you can expect from today's session. Hi Tracy, lovely, gorgeous to have you here. Hope you're having a beautiful day. So the power of non-judgment. What do we mean by this? Well, if you've been attracted to this, the likelihood is you are aware of some, or you perhaps may have an interest in Buddhism, you may have an interest in the teachings of the Buddha, and that is certainly where my meditation journey started. I became really interested in the depth of meditation after doing a Zen meditation course. I'd kind of dabbled. I'd done some, listened to kind of free meditations and, downloaded meditations and done some things like that. But my meditation practice really found depth once I'd done a Zen meditation course. And through that, I became aware of these beautiful teachings of the Buddha. And there was one teaching that I realised could help me so much if only I could just allow myself to practice it a little bit more. Hi Stephen, lovely to have you here. Hope you're having a great day. Hi Julie, gorgeous. Lots of people from the US. Lovely to have you here. So this teaching was this thing we do as humans. And, naturally we're designed to do it. This isn't some kind of flaw. It's something that's within us that was meant to keep us alive. It was meant to help us survive. And this is our ability to put things into boxes. Safe, not safe. Good, bad. I'm trying to think of other labels. Black, white. We do it with so many different things, right? And the more I sat with this concept, the more I could see just how judgmental I was being in so many areas of my life. So perhaps I was judging people at work because of the way they carried out the work, or how quick they carried out the work, or how many breaks they took, or the fact that they weren't very friendly, or that they didn't use their manners, or all of these different judgments I would put. And then there would be judgments I was putting on my life. So I don't have enough of this, or I could do with having more of that, or this thing's bad, or this thing's wrong. I would do it when I look back at my past. I would say things like, I didn't have a good childhood, or I've experienced a lot of trauma. There was a lot of boxing of things into good, bad, right, wrong. Hi, Rosie, gorgeous. Lovely to have you here. And like I say, we need a certain amount of discernment, of judgment, in order to keep us safe. We don't want to be in the situation where we're stood down a dark tunnel at night and someone's running towards us with a knife, and we're just in this space of non-judgment going, oh, that's nice. There has to be some judgment in those situations, but there's so many things where there doesn't need to be. One of the other ways this really, really helped me was when I got into meditation, I was struggling with chronic pain at the time. I was really not very well. I'd recently been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and it was affecting everything. I couldn't go upstairs, I could barely walk, it was horrific. And even laying down was just like so painful. But I was in this mindset of judging the pain. So not only do we have this, you know, the pain of something that's happening, we give ourselves this additional level of suffering, which is the story we attach to it. So that's why today I wanted to give you the opportunity to join me for a meditation where we can explore this in a bit more detail in terms of our internal self and how we can perhaps let go of some of the judgment that we're holding on, and realistically that's holding us back from truly experiencing the beauty of life. So I invite you to get comfy, get a little nest ready, do whatever you need to do. There's no rules here around what position to be in. I know when I first started meditating, like sitting in cross-legged position wasn't even an option. So do what you need to do. What I would suggest is to try and keep the spine straight if you can. And I don't mean, you know, not uncomfortably so, but just so that posture, if you notice with your posture, if the spine's straight, there's like an added level of energy and intention. Whereas if we're slumped or a bit slouchy, we can find that focus goes and we're more likely to go off in our mind with distraction. So there's more intention when our spine's straight, there's more energy moving through. Ariane, lovely to have you here from New York City, gorgeous. Vanny, lovely to have you here. Oh, you're so welcome, lovely. So get cozy, get comfy, get a little nest ready. And as and when you're ready, just gently bringing your awareness to that breath in the belly. And taking a moment to just check in with the state of the body. If you're holding on to any tension right now, it might be useful to take in a nice deep breath and let that go with a sigh. And doing that again, if that feels good for you. Nice deep breath in. And letting that go with a sigh. And bringing that awareness back to that breath in the belly. And just noticing the gentle rise and fall. And getting curious with that breath in this moment. Is that rhythm fast or slow? Remembering that neither one is better than the other. Is that breath feeling deep in this moment? Or is it more light and shallow? Is that breath moving smoothly into the body today? Or is it a bit more jittery? Remembering we're not trying to fix, we're not trying to change. We're just getting curious with what's present in this moment. Noticing if that breath is creating a steady rhythm or a melody of its own. And I invite you now to bring your awareness to the top of the head. And we're just going to scan through the body. And just notice, just get curious with any sensations that are present. And notice if at any point you get pulled into stories around them. Around what that thing means, or whether it's good or bad, pleasant, unpleasant. And seeing if you can just let them go and just be with the sensation. So scanning through over the brow, around the eyes, around the nose, noticing how it feels in the jaw and the mouth. The lips, and what about inside the mind? Is there any sensations present inside the mind today? Or in the back of the head? The sides of the head, the ears, and drawing that down into the neck, the back of the neck, the sides of the neck, the throat within the neck. Remembering to notice if you get pulled into stories or labels, seeing if you can just be with any sensation. Noticing how it feels in the top of the shoulders and those muscles that connect the shoulders to the neck. And drawing that down into the shoulder blades. What What sensations are living here for you today, in this moment? Noticing how the top of the left arm feels, all the way down from the shoulder to the elbow. The elbow itself. The lower part of the left arm. The left wrist. Just being present with any sensation. Not worrying if it's pleasant or unpleasant. It's all just sensation. Noticing how it feels on the back of the left hand. And the inside of the left hand. And coming over to the right side now, from this right shoulder down to the right elbow. What sensations present here for you today, in this moment? The right elbow and the lower part of the right arm. How does this feel for you today? The right wrist. And the back of the right hand. And then the inside of the right hand. And starting to scan through the chest space now. Scanning down from those shoulders, through the chest, the heart, the lungs. Just curious about any sensation there today. Coming down through the stomach. This region of the solar plexus. And coming round to the other side of the body. Scanning through the top at the back. And Just noticing any sensations that catch your eye. And get curious with them. As you scan through to the middle back, and down into the lower back. Noticing how it feels in the sides of the body. And the lower abdomen. All the way down into the hips and pelvis. What sensations are living here today? And drawing that awareness into the left leg. That thigh area. The left knee. The left shin and calf. Into the left ankle. And the top of the left foot. The sole of the left foot. Coming onto the right side, that right thigh, upper leg. The right knee. Remembering not to get pulled into story. There's nothing that needs fixing or changing. You're allowing it to be whatever it is. The lower part of the right leg. The shin and calf. That right ankle. Top of the right foot. And sole of the right foot. And bringing your awareness now to your emotional or energetic body. Noticing what emotions are coming up for you at the moment. Remembering not to start the labeling process of good, bad, pleasant, unpleasant. Just allow them all to be welcome. Noticing if there's any thoughts going on in your mind. And see if you can apply the same level of non-judgment to these. Don't have to get attached or drawn into any stories. Just watch. No need to change or fix them. And bringing your hands onto your heart space, or maybe in prayer pose if that feels better for you. And just taking a moment of gratitude now for all the sensations that run through your body. All the feelings and emotions, all the thoughts. A beautiful reminder that you're alive in this moment. And from a place of knowing you're not your body. You're the observer of the body. You're not your feelings. You're the observer of your feelings. You're not your thoughts. You're the observer of your thoughts. And starting to notice now the feeling of the chair or ground or bed beneath you. That feeling of contact. Starting to notice the feeling of the air on your skin. Any sounds you can hear in the outside world that are gently pulling you back, bringing your senses external. And as and when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, coming back to the outside world. So lovelies. Firstly, apologies if you could hear background noise. It appears our next door neighbours are moving house today. And so I think the removal people arrived just as we were meditating there. But what I try and do in those situations is remember not to fall into judgment around it. So if I can find myself in meditation getting annoyed because the dog's barking or there's noise on the street, great opportunity to practice, right? So I would love to know how you found that, whether this is something that you feel you could bring more into not just your meditation mat, but in your day-to-day life. And as I was thinking about this today, Rosie, you didn't hear it. Okay, fabulous. I remembered a situation that happened to me, and I'll share it with you. Because it really, for me, it completely brought home the power of non-judgment. I can remember I was in a situation at work. So at the time I was working in a very corporate environment. And there was a lady that we used to work with. 9 times out of 10, she was fine. However, she did have this occasional habit of just blowing up at people. And I can remember my reactions used to be that I would just walk away, because it would be like, I'm really not engaging with this. I'm not doing it. And I can remember this one day, I was like really sinking into this power of non-judgment. And I was thinking, no, come on. And I remember she blew up at me for something that, had it been or hadn't been, it wasn't my fault, but had it been, it wouldn't really matter. It was, And I can remember, there was a part of me that was wounded. I felt wounded, like, oh, it's not fair. Why are you blowing up at me? But instead of reacting or walking away, I thought, non-judgment. And I remember saying to her, are you okay? And she went, what do you mean? And I said, the reaction, it's, is everything okay? And she burst into tears. And it actually makes me really emotional thinking about it now, because it was such a powerful moment for me. As a reminder that, we spend so much time judging people and judging ourselves. And often those times then we ourselves and others don't behave in this moral code that we set for them. We forget there's a person in pain inside that. And I remember that day we had a really good chat, and we ended up being closer than ever. So I invite you to perhaps play with this a bit more, not just on your meditation cushion, off the cushion, in your life, seeing if you can bring a little bit more non-judgment and just see the beauty that comes from that. Let me see your comments. Kiri, I think that's how you say it. I hope it is. Sorry if not, lovely. You did hear it but managed to ignore it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Rosie, you didn't realise how tense you were. You're aware of how much you judge yourself, your symptoms. That results in anxiety, frustration, sadness. So a great reminder to help you centre yourself and not judge the symptoms. So true, right? And I can remember when I was, really poorly. In the end, I used to be able, after lots of practice, of actually get so lost in just a sensation that it loses that meaning of pain, right? It's no longer something that's horrific or bad. It's just It's just a sensation. And there's something so freeing in that. So really, really helpful. If you are struggling with chronic pain, I can tell you it really does help. Can take a while to get your head around and, get into it. But I will love you and leave you. Have a gorgeous day. I so hope you've enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.